Chosen one, I need you to stop everything you're doing right now. Put down your phone after this message saves to your heart. Close the door if you're alone. Turn off the distractions. What I'm about to reveal isn't just another message floating through your feed. This is an emergency broadcast from Heaven's War Room. And if you're hearing this, if these words are finding you at this exact moment, then you are already under assault. You just don't know it yet. There's something dark moving through the spiritual atmosphere right now, something specifically targeting every chosen one walking this earth. And the most terrifying part? It's not coming from where you think. It's not the obvious attacks you've been watching for. No, this is far more sinister, far more calculated. It's a cover-up so elaborate that even the most spiritually attuned among you have been deceived. But God in His infinite mercy is pulling back the veil today. Through this message, through this divine interruption in your day, He's exposing what hell desperately wanted to keep hidden. You've felt it, haven't you? That unexplainable heaviness that descended on you these past weeks. That fog that seems to cloud your prayers, making them feel like they're bouncing off brass heavens. The strange dreams that leave you more exhausted than when you went to sleep. The sudden conflicts erupting with people you love, arguments that make no logical sense. The financial pressures that appeared out of nowhere, like someone opened a drain at the bottom of your blessings. You've been telling yourself it's just life, just stress, just the season. But chosen one, it's none of those things. It's orchestrated, it's intentional, it's targeted, and it's happening to every single chosen one simultaneously. 2 Corinthians 2:11 warns us, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. But many of you have been ignorant of this particular device because it came wrapped in normalcy. It came disguised as everyday troubles. It came through familiar faces, comfortable patterns, trusted systems. The enemy learned that you could spot obvious spiritual warfare from miles away. So he changed tactics. He went underground. He initiated a cover-up operation so sophisticated that you've been fighting battles you didn't even know existed. Let me tell you what heaven showed me 3 nights ago. I was in deep prayer, the kind where time stops and eternity opens. Suddenly I wasn't in my room anymore. I was standing in what looked like a massive control room, screens everywhere, each one showing a different chosen one's life. And on every screen I saw the same thing, shadows. Not the kind you see with your eyes, but spiritual shadows, moving through their homes, their workplaces, their relationships. These shadows were planting things, invisible seeds of destruction, tiny fractures in their foundations, whispers in the ears of those around them. But here's what made my blood run cold. Above each screen was a label that said Operation Dimming. The enemy has launched a coordinated assault designed not to destroy you outright. That would be too obvious. Instead, it's designed to dim your light gradually, so slowly that you don't notice until you're barely glowing. It's designed to exhaust you through 1,000 tiny cuts rather than one fatal blow. It's designed to isolate you while making you think it's your choice. Think about it. How many chosen ones do you know who are suddenly too busy to connect? How many are dealing with mysterious health issues that doctors can't explain? How many are experiencing technological glitches that specifically interfere with their ministry or purpose? How many are having their past suddenly resurface through people they haven't heard from in years? This is not coincidence. This is coordination, Ephesians 6:12 tells us. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Right now, there's a council in the second heaven, and your name is on their agenda. They've studied your patterns, your weaknesses, your triggers. They know exactly what time you're most vulnerable. They know which thoughts make you spiral. They know which people can hurt you deepest, and they're using all of it. But here's what they didn't count on. They didn't count on God exposing their entire operation through a message like this. They didn't count on chosen ones waking up simultaneously to what's really happening. They didn't count on heaven's counterintelligence being superior to hell's schemes. Isaiah 54:17 declares, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. The cover-up goes deeper than personal attacks. There's a systemic spiritual contamination happening in the very air we breathe. Have you noticed how anger spreads faster now? How despair feels thicker? How confusion seems to multiply? The spiritual atmosphere has been poisoned, and chosen ones, being spiritually sensitive, are feeling it most acutely. You're not going crazy. You're not becoming weak. You're actually picking up on a massive spiritual shift that others can't perceive. The enemy has released what I can only describe as a spiritual virus, not COVID, something far more dangerous because it attacks the soul rather than the body. It spreads through words, through media, through unconscious agreements. Every time you agree with limitation, every time you accept defeat as normal, every time you lower your expectations of God's goodness, you're allowing this virus to replicate in your spirit. But God showed me something else in that vision. He showed me chosen ones beginning to glow brighter. As the darkness intensified its attack, instead of dimming, they began to blaze. He showed me that this attack, meant to destroy, would actually become the catalyst for the greatest awakening of chosen ones in history. Romans 8:28 promises, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." Here's what's really being covered up. You're not under attack because you're weak. You're under attack because you're about to step into something so powerful that hell is trying to stop you before you realize what you carry. There's a promotion coming. There's a revelation about to break. There's a door about to open that will change everything. And the enemy knows it. He's seen the heavenly documents. He's heard the angelic discussions. He knows what's been decreed over your life. And he's desperately trying to make you quit before you receive it. The dreams you've been having, the ones you can't quite remember but leave you feeling strange, those aren't random. In those dreams, battles are being fought over your destiny. Decisions are being contested. Your spirit is receiving downloads that your mind hasn't processed yet. The enemy is trying to intercept these downloads, corrupt them, make you doubt them. But Job 33:14-16 reveals, "For God speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction." Now let me expose the five-pronged attack that's been launched against every chosen one. First, the attack of exhaustion. They're trying to wear you out through repetitive, meaningless battles. Small irritations that drain your energy. Technology that breaks at crucial moments. People who suddenly need your constant attention. Tasks that multiply mysteriously. The goal? To ensure you're too tired to pray, too drained to pursue purpose, too exhausted to fight the real battle. Second, the attack of isolation. Watch how relationships are being mysteriously strained. Misunderstandings that make no sense. Friends who suddenly go silent. Family members who become inexplicably hostile. Churches that feel unwelcoming. The enemy knows that isolated chosen ones are vulnerable chosen ones. He's trying to separate you from your support system, your prayer partners, your destiny helpers. But Ecclesiastes 4:12 reminds us, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Third, the attack of confusion. Your clarity is under assault. Decisions that should be simple become complicated. Direction that was clear becomes foggy. Prayers that once flowed now feel forced. This isn't natural confusion. It's manufactured. There are literally spirits assigned to scramble your spiritual frequencies, to introduce static into your connection with heaven. They're trying to make you question everything you once knew for certain. Fourth, the attack of contamination. The enemy is trying to pollute your spiritual atmosphere through seemingly innocent sources. Music that carries hidden frequencies. Shows that plant seeds of doubt. Conversations that leave you feeling drained. Social media that triggers comparison and inadequacy. Even some spiritual content that sounds right but carries a twisted frequency. You're being bombarded with spiritual pollution designed to slowly corrupt your sensitivity to the Holy Spirit. Fifth, the attack of delays. Notice how everything seems to be taking longer than it should? Promises that should have manifested by now seem stuck. Breakthroughs that were right around the corner months ago still haven't appeared. This isn't God's timing. It's demonic interference. The enemy has assigned spirits of delay to intercept your blessings, to make you give up right before the breakthrough, to make you doubt God's faithfulness. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Every attack is actually confirmation. You don't waste ammunition on a target that doesn't matter. The intensity of the warfare is proportional to the magnitude of your calling. The very fact that you're experiencing this coordinated assault is proof that you're dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You're not being attacked because you're failing. You're being attacked because you're about to succeed in ways that will shift the spiritual atmosphere. Psalm 34:19 declares, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all." Notice it says many afflictions, not few. God knew you'd face this. He knew there would be seasons where hell would throw everything at you. But he also guaranteed deliverance, not from some, but from all. The cover-up extends to the church itself. Have you noticed how many churches avoid talking about spiritual warfare? How many pastors act like the devil is just a metaphor? This is intentional. The enemy has infiltrated religious systems to ensure chosen ones remain ignorant of their authority. They're teaching prosperity without power, blessing without battle, victory without warfare. But Jesus himself said in Luke 10:19, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." Right now, as you're reading this, things are shifting in the spiritual realm. Angels are being dispatched to your location. Chains that have held you are beginning to crack. The fog that's clouded your vision is starting to lift. Why? Because exposure brings deliverance. Light destroys darkness. Truth breaks deception. The very fact that you're receiving this revelation is breaking the power of the cover-up over your life. But you must do something with this revelation. Knowledge without action is powerless. The enemy is counting on you to hear this, feel momentarily empowered, then go back to life as normal. Don't give him that satisfaction. This is your moment to strike back. This is your hour to reclaim what's been stolen. This is your time to expose what's been hidden and destroy what's been planted. Here's what God is instructing every chosen one to do immediately. First, conduct a spiritual audit of your life. What entered your life recently that brought chaos? Who showed up that disturbed your peace? What habits formed that drained your energy? These aren't coincidences, they're entry points. Close them immediately. Second, break every agreement you've made with limitation. Every time you said, "I can't," "It's too hard," "Maybe I'm not chosen after all," you made an agreement. Renounce them now, out loud. Let heaven and hell hear you take back your authority. Third, cleanse your atmosphere. Play worship music continuously. Speak scripture into your space. Anoint your doorways. The enemy has been poisoning your atmosphere. It's time to purify it. Make your environment so saturated with God's presence that demons can't breathe there. Fourth, reconnect with other chosen ones immediately. The isolation ends now. Reach out to that friend you've been avoiding. Return to that prayer group. Schedule that coffee meeting. The enemy divided to conquer. God is calling you to unite and overcome. Fifth, declare war on the war against you. Stop playing defense. Stop just trying to survive. It's time to go on the offensive. Fast. Pray with violence. Worship like a warrior. Let hell know that not only did their attack fail, but it's awakened a warrior they're not prepared to face. Chosen one, something else needs to be exposed. The attack isn't just about you, it's about what you're carrying for the next generation. There are destinies tied to yours. There are breakthroughs waiting on your breakthrough. There are people who need what God has placed inside you. The enemy knows that if he can stop you, he stops them too. but he's failed to consider that God's chosen ones are made of different material. We're forged in fire. We're refined through resistance. We're strengthened through struggle. The darkness happening to every chosen one right now is actually a setup for the greatest light explosion in history. God is allowing the enemy to overplay his hand. He's allowing darkness to think it's winning, only to suddenly flip the script. What the enemy meant for evil, God is about to use for unprecedented good. You're about to see reversals that defy logic. Suddenly, what was blocked will flow. Suddenly, who was against you will be for you. Suddenly, what was broken will be restored with interest. Isaiah 61:7 promises, "For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them." The cover-up is being exposed not just for your freedom, but for your promotion. God is about to use what the enemy did in darkness as evidence in heaven's courtroom. Every attack will become testimony. Every wound will become wisdom. Every battle will become authority. You're not just surviving this, you're being graduated through this. Chosen one, if you've made it this far in this message, you're not the same person who started reading. Chains have been breaking with each paragraph. Revelation has been flowing with each sentence. Your spirit has been awakening to war, to authority, to purpose. This wasn't just a message, it was a divine interruption, a heavenly intervention, a spiritual activation. The darkness that's been happening to every chosen one has just met its match. Exposed chosen ones who refuse to stay covered up. Awakened warriors who won't be dimmed. United forces that won't be divided. This is your moment. This is your hour. This is your time to rise from the ashes of attack and declare to every demon, every scheme, every cover-up, you've been exposed. And your time is up. Type exposed and defeated if you're ready to destroy every cover-up and walk in complete victory. Share this with every chosen one you know. The exposure must spread. The awakening must multiply. The victory must be total. Your breakthrough isn't coming. It's here, right now, in this moment. Receive it, warrior. Heaven is backing you, and hell is retreating. The cover-up is over. Your rising has begun.